everybody. Sorry I couldn't be here today. I got a couple things I do want to go over with you so that you can kind of focus on what you have to do. The first thing is I'm hoping on Monday when I come back in, I get a great report from the teacher who's taking over for me today. Let's make sure that they don't have to babysit you. I'm sure they don't want to have to babysit you as much as I hate babysitting you. And I'm sure that you guys are doing a great job. You have the maturity and you guys have been working really hard on this project. So make sure you keep doing that through today as well. Okay, you deserve the effort, you deserve the time, so make sure you deliver it to yourself. So don't waste any time, make every moment count. The topic for today is all about visuals, okay? The most important thing about a visual that you're going to use in your presentation is it has to support your argument. Just be clear, whatever you're going to do has to support your argument. Okay, you're not doing it just to be entertaining, to be funny, to win some kind of award or anything like that. You have to use it so that it supports your argument. It should be eye-catching. It should be entertaining in the sense that we want to see it. We should understand it. The audience should know what it is and how it directly connects to your argument. But the bottom line is you don't want to say something, you don't want to do something that does not support your argument. Everything you do should support your argument, and that includes this visual. So whatever you're going to use, you want to think about how does it help us explain our main claim, our main idea of what we think we should do for this Israeli issue. It could be anything you want. I don't care what it is, all right, except it cannot be a PowerPoint show or any kind of Google presentation. On the screen behind me, you're not going to have that. Yes, you can have an image up there if you want to put it up. You could draw something and we could put it there electronically, but you can either just bring something in. It's something that highlights what your point is. So for example, that crazy idea I had about sticking lollipops in people's mouth that way they can't argue or complain. Maybe I pull out a lollipop or a bag of lollipops and this is our solution. I definitely would get the attention of the class to see a bunch of lollipops. Right? And it connects directly to my crazy idea. It is crazy, but my idea is that we got to put lollipops in everybody's mouth so they can't argue. Okay, so you want to see how does it connect, how does it prove the item, the claim that we're making. On top of that, you also want to think, well, when am I going to use this thing? Because if I took out a bag of lollipops and I held it here, no one would be listening to me anymore. They would be all wondering what flavor they're going to get and when they're going to get them. Okay, so you want to make sure, when do I take it out to show everybody? When do I put it away? When is it a plus? When are we going to use that? And this is something you and your partner have to discuss. You have to figure out when is the best time to kind of pull this out and make sure that we can add to our whole presentation. You don't want to ever have a visual that detracts from your presentation. It always has to add to it. So this isn't any kind of visual you use also. It's not for really you. It's actually for the audience. It helps the audience understand what you're talking about. It gives the audience something concrete they can actually see and almost hang on to. So you always want to think, well, how is this going to affect the audience? How is this going to make them better understand and believe in our claim and our idea? Okay, so always kind of think about that. Again, I don't care what it is. You could bring something in. You could make something. If it is something you make sure it's neat. Make sure if it's a poster, not slanting down off and kind of trailing off there. Make sure everything's spelled right if you're making something. But it could just be something you bring in again. If you want everybody to kind of walk away someplace, maybe bring some old sneakers, whatever. You decide what it's going to be. If you have questions on whether this is appropriate or not appropriate, you can just ask me on Monday. Talk about it amongst your partners. Maybe you have a backup plan if you're really wondering if something is sketchy and I don't know if that's going to work. Have a backup plan, but then Monday we can kind of touch base and make sure it'd be okay to bring on in. Okay, so for today, here are your goals, okay? You want to plan what visual you're using. You want to plan how you're going to use this visual. When are you going to use it? When are you taking it out? When are you putting it away? How does it prove or help to prove or show our point, our claim? Because you want to kind of think about all that. Also, I would click on the underneath this particular video. There's some more videos talking about visuals and how to use them, what makes a good visual, and what the point of visuals are. So I would also review those videos that I sent to you. And then also I sent you a video about the public speaking tips from that girl Christine, which we've already seen, but it's a good idea. You might want to go over that again with you and your partner so you can get practice and know, and you kind of adjust whatever you're going to say. Okay. So job number one, what visual are you going to use between you and your partner? You can have two, you can have one for each, or you can just have one for the partnership, but you're going to have a visual there. You have to have a visual. How are you going to use it? How does it support our claim? When are we taking out? When are we putting it away? If you're very confident with that and you bang that out and you're really good on that, then I would go over that organization rubric that I gave you. You know, do we have enough facts? Do we have all the information that we need? Is it really convincing? Again, it's not just that we came with an idea and that we even support it. How can we support it so it convinces everyone? That's the goal. We're going to actually argue here. We're going to convince everyone that you have the right idea. Even if someone else has the same idea, how do we have more evidence to prove our case even better? So you want to go through that rubric. And then number 3, you can slowly start looking at the speech rubric and start practicing and going over with your partner. Who's going to say what? What are we going to do? How are you doing this? How are we doing that? And start figuring out what is the speech. And just like a script for a show, you might have to write out at least an outline. First you're going to talk and say this, then I'm going to talk and say that, then you're going to talk and say that, and kind of plan that out. Okay. Job number 1, visual. What is it going to be? How does it help support our claim or idea? And when are we going to use it? Item number 2. Is this number 2? Item number 2. We have an organized speech. Do we have enough facts there? And then finally, let's practice our speech. What are we actually going to physically say in our speech? Okay? Do that. Use your time wisely. You guys deserve the time. You deserve the effort. Give it to yourself. Don't waste your time. All right? And hopefully, again, I'm sure I'm going to get a great report from everyone. You guys have been doing such a great job working so hard on all this. So don't give it up now. Keep on going and make me proud, and I'm sure you will. I'll see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend.